So another new tank. This one brought to us by Origin Vapes. The Gigue Dolphin. Actually comes in a pretty decent package. They even sent me a blue raspberry Jolly Rancher. Okay. Now I did actually get two of these. One I have been using. It's on my Rouleau 200 RX. I'll show you what it comes with, what's in the packaging when you get it new. And of course you get the tank, glass tip, the O-rings. The 510 does separate. You can put any 510 in there that you want. You can even change out these O-rings. There's a blue and red different ones you can change them out with. The arrow they're talking about when you go to open it, you slide this top ring up, you follow that arrow, push it over, and that's where you fill it at. Now you've probably seen on a lot of other videos where they just shove that over to get this off. They just pretty much just snap it off there. There's actually a better way of doing it. Give me just a moment. There's this little ball bearing down in there. Let me set that down. Hopefully you can see that in there. There's that ball bearing in there. So what I've found is if you push that little bearing down, this just slides right off. And there's that little groove that it rides in. And that's what you'd have to do if you had to replace this little gasket on the inside. The other thing I've seen is when they put this back on, they just shove it on there until it snaps into place. I don't think that's the best way of doing it. What I found is just line it back up on its tracks. Make sure the gasket's in. It's got kind of like these little, I don't know if you can see that in there well, kind of like a T. And then it just rides in these little grooves. You just slide that back in. You can see where it hits that little ball here at the end. And then the same thing. Just push that little ball down and slide it over. It clicks into place. As you can see, it stops again. Works like it's supposed to. And the same thing with this. Fairly snug. This one's brand new. Never been used. Right out of the package. It's, I don't know. It is kind of, I don't know a better way of doing it. It does its job. It does not fall off. No matter what you do, it doesn't move. But when you pull it up, it's nice and easy. Slide it out, fill it, slide it back, drop it down. Air holes. It doesn't click like the Crown does. That's the only thing I can compare it to at the moment. It just smoothly turns all the way around. It's not going to move when you set it somewhere though. It's firm, but it turns pretty smooth. Bottom has some knurling. You can see that 510 just barely sticks out. Threads are very, very nice on these. No markings of any kind on the bottom, other than the dolphin, the waves, and then where it actually says dolphin here. Otherwise it's just the stainless steel and glass. Go ahead and take this one apart. Unscrew the bottom. The entire base comes out. And then you can see the cotton in there with the ceramic in the center. Hopefully that's showing up and focusing for you. I'll get really close. And then the top part, the glass comes out. It's got this little rubber gasket in here. There's also a gasket down here in the bottom that seals it. And then as far as taking it apart, other than this top like I showed you earlier, that's as far as this comes apart. Put this one back together. Wiggle him back in. And there's a couple of ways of filling this. The top fill, which we've all seen and know about through this hole here. You could, and if that ever gets kind of tough coming across, it's just because that gasket needs to be pressed down. You can fill it from down here on the bottom. You can fill it up to these holes, which is more than enough. When you fill it from the top, that's about where you're going to come out the same. So other than being more of a pain this way, but if you just changed your cotton, you're already here, might as well. It's actually a little easier than the top, I think. Then you prime your coil when you're ready to use it. Put it back together. You want it snug, you want it tight. You don't want to over tighten it by any means. Put on your drip tip, whether you use this one or a different one. And there you go. That's the tank itself. Put that one back in here. Now you do get 3 extra pieces of cotton ready to go. They're in these little rubber caps. And as you've seen on the others, you take the smaller end, you insert this into the coil, then you just push the cotton down onto it. And then as you put the top part of the base, as you push it down, it pushes this ring down. It's already set to go. You've seen a couple other reviews out there where they showed you how to use the cotton. You can make your own. No big secret there. It should be pretty easy. They say that the ceramic will last for 120 hours of use. It's quite a bit. I just got this today. I've probably got 2 hours on it. Now my crown tank, I wouldn't even say that was broken in. It takes a crown tank, I'd say at least 1.5 to 2 tanks to really be broken in. You do get an extra glass. Got the gasket for the top part. You got a gasket extra for the bottom, like I showed you. You got the extra little glass tip in case you break that. And then you got that red and that blue O-ring. You've also got another gasket where you put the fluid in, your e-juice. Put this back in here. Now, these do come with a nichrome coil. I honestly would rather they had not done that and included a stainless steel one or titanium or even preferably a Kanthal. I don't know anyone who uses nickel. Nickels, it's who knows at this point. So let's go ahead and close this back up. Now this is the one I've been using, exact same thing. And like I said, I have it on my Wismec RX200. On the boxing it says it could be anywhere between 3 and 4 ohm, or 0.3 and 0.4 ohms. This one's coming in at 0.36. And I'm running it at 50 watts. Now I have found, you screw this all the way down, sometimes I'll get to where it says atomizer short. It's done that to me a couple times. I found if I backed it off just a little, I haven't been having any other issues. Just can't get it real tight. It doesn't like that. And as far as the vape, it's not a cloud chaser, but it's definitely got flavor. I've used not quite half a tank, as you can see. We'll probably run another tank or so through it, and then try to compare it flavor-wise with the Crown. At the moment, though, I'd still have to say the Crown. As you can see, I don't have it tight on there. That's going to have to be a con for me. Let's go ahead and just tighten it all the way up and see what it says. Yeah, see now it's saying atomizer short. I don't know if you can see that on there, and then it just shuts off. But if I back it off a little bit, Oh, then I get the low juice warning. Hold on. Well, now it's saying low. What does that mean? Oh, now I'm getting the short. Well, see, this is where I was saying. Getting the short. Now then at this point I just have to take it off so it'll clear. Okay, now it's saying no atomizer. Then you can screw it back on. Again, you can't go snug. And it'll work normally. Don't know why that is. I haven't seen anyone else mention that. It's definitely happening with this tank. It happens on my Rouleau, my SMI TC60, and also on my Smock X Cube 2. So it's not just this one. I thought maybe it was that pin, but I'm not sure. Now, I haven't tested my other tank yet to see if it's maybe just an issue with this tank. Maybe that's why no one else has said anything, because it's just mine. I will actually start testing this one here in the next couple days, see if it does the same thing, and I'll have to just update this video if there's on what information I find on this one. Hopefully, I just got a bad tank. Well, I shouldn't say bad, because it works great otherwise, as long as you don't tighten it down all the way. And it's an easy fix. But so far, I'd have to say I like it. We'll have to wait till we get it fully broke in to compare it to the Crown, of course. And that's maybe another tank and a half. I'll do a 1 month update video on this if people want to see it. But you know my thoughts. Now again, like all my other videos, I paid for each one of these. They were not given to me. They were not donated by any means. I paid for one each one. And hopefully you liked the video, and thank you.